Well, I'm very pleased that he prioritizes health. He's really speaking out about that. Well, I'm very pleased that he prioritizes health. He's really speaking out about that. Also, when the government's doing well, he likes that to be measured and acknowledged. But then, whenever the numbers don't work, he's very impatient. Okay, do I need to, pick another team, or how do I drive it? And he has people at ICMR, Niti Aayog, who he's saying to them, what are the best practices in this area? What do the Indian researchers say? And because our foundation is working so closely with those teams, when I do get to see the president, we're, our goals are in common. How do we achieve this faster? And so, in health and in agriculture, India is on track. They're not, subject to the degree of debts that African countries have, and so, it is a wonderful place that will not only set an example but prove out new technologies. Well, the ultimate test in the world of health is to look at a number of the deaths. I mean, it's tragic stuff, but to look into it and figure out, okay, what was the cause of that? Is it diarrhea? Okay, do we need a vaccine, or is that, better sanitation? Was it pneumonia? Okay, did they get the vaccine? And so this idea of really understanding those deaths, which is a lot of Indian researchers, some of whom we give grants to, that's guiding the priority. India in general has very high vaccination coverage, and there are parts of the country where it's not as high. India manages at the federal level to provide more resources to the poorer states, and that, I've seen that's being applied now to improve the quality of these health services. So that constant feedback loop, yes, there is an awareness, are we Kala-Azar? Are we near to eradication? No, okay, it's still in these few places. What do we need to do there? There's these so-called neglected diseases where we do these mass campaigns, and the coverage levels of those drugs wasn't high in some places. And so now we've seen that, and the government's driving the quality there. So, you have to be constantly learning. When the things don't go well, you have to kind of say, okay, how do we adjust that? And, health in India is on that learning curve. Yeah, so the data in our report, I'd say, is one of the first times that you're really seeing a serious numerical analysis. You might think, okay, everybody's going to die, or that it's not a big deal. And here we're providing, a real model that connects the temperature to these health outcomes. Climate change, we need a lot of innovation. Today there's a lot of activities, cars, buses, making cement, making steel, and through innovation, we need the price of that, the clean approach, to get below the dirty approach. And so I fund a lot of that kind of work. As we make progress on that, India will be a very important place to scale that up. And so I'm often talking to partners about, okay, what does this look like? Tata's in the steel business, Reliance is in the solar panel business. So we're going to get to a stage where even beyond building solar fields, India has to participate in this green industrial revolution.
And any conversation with Prime Minister Modi on that?
Well, he, even when he was at the state level, actually wrote a report, talking about emissions in Gujarat. And so, yes, it's an issue that he's engaged in, and, he asks very good questions about it. He's got the industrialists in India thinking about these things. It's a big challenge because, India shouldn't have to pay a lot extra to go green. We need to help with innovations. The coal usage probably is not going to go down too quickly, but the sooner we get started on this, the more progress we'll make.